Hello, I am Dr. Janice Emmanuel McLean, Director of APC Medical Mission Team. Welcome. We are so delighted that you can take this journey with us to Guyana, the land of many waters, the land of my birth. Over the past 10 years, APC Medical Mission Team has been paying it forward by providing medical care, dental care, substance abuse and mental health counseling, surgeries and health education to various communities in Guyana. It is our way of being the hands and feet of Jesus. It is our way of showing men and women that they can live a healthy and productive life. This year, on April 18th, a group of 10 medical doctors, health educators, psychologists, substance abuse counselor, and nurses journeyed to Guyana, and our quest was to help the people of the Region 7, Bartica, and the surrounding communities. We began our voyage from the JFK International Airport via Panama and then to Guyana. On arrival in Guyana, we were greeted by the Guyana Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, who hosted a very interesting welcome party for us. Then our work began. Our first order of duty was preaching service, where myself, Dr. Janice Emmanuel McLean, my husband, Elder Edward McLean, and Pastor Franklin Rodney preached at various churches in the Georgetown area. And then on the Sabbath afternoon, we had our first health symposium at the Moriah Seventh-day Adventist Church. And oh, that was well attended. The questions were interesting, and it was a very interesting interactive session. We covered such topics as diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, substance abuse, and what needs to be done about it, the importance of mental health, and we even were blessed by the services of Dr. Carolyn Howell as she led us in a series of exercises. You will also experience the Suriname Marching Band as they treated us to some wonderful music and marching pieces. Then we took our journey to Bartica, and let me tell you, it was quite an interesting feat, because that very weekend, the Easter weekend, was the Great Regatta in Bartica. So we were competing with that event to get transportation into Bartica. We decided that the best course of action was to take a speedboat. So we chartered a boat en route to Bartica. I need to let you know it was not an easy journey, as the boat was bobbing and weaving in the Great Essequibo River. Any of you who have traveled on the Essequibo River know that in the evening or anytime after lunchtime, the waters are very rough. We were praying God for a safe travel to Bartica, and thanks be to God, we made it. On arrival at Bartica, we had our first clinic at the Bartica Seventh-day Adventist Church, and that was Easter Monday. Many people came out and they were served, they were given free medication, reading glasses, and all the necessary things they needed, depending on what the doctor prescribed. Then on Tuesday, we had our first meeting with the Regional Medical Officer, Dr. Sagala, who welcomed us with open arms, and Dr. Jordan, who is the Medical Director of the Bartica Hospital. We worked out at this facility for a number of days, We provided screening. Dr. Mark saw many patients. I did health education. Mr. McLean did mental health counseling, and Pastor Rodney as well did substance abuse counseling. So it was all hands on deck. Our nurses did the blood pressure, blood sugar, whatever needed to be done, we did it. Our quest was to help the people to live a healthier life. One of the things we observed, that mental health was pretty much non-existent, but the needs were great. So we are hoping that the Ministry of Health would see the need of expanding the services for mental health. We also were able the following day to travel to Agatash. That is one of the riverine villages where we provided full course medical services. The next day we were at Riversview and we did the same. While we were in the Bartica area, our surgery team was at Port Morant, and that team was headed by Dr. Botin Wayefi, who is an ophthalmologist from Ghana. He was assisted by Dr. Carolyn Howell and the staff of the Port Morant Vision Clinic. And they did a marvelous job. In the space of 5 days, they were able to complete 34 cataract surgery and treated all the patients and screened them who needed to be screened for their various problems with their eyes. We concluded our week by journeying back to Georgetown on the ferry boat, and that was a wonderful trip as we were able to see the different islands in the Essequibo River. Arriving in Georgetown, we were able to get ourselves ready for the Health Expo at the Shiloh Church. And during that time, we were able to provide an array of services. We focused on the laws of health. We had 8 different stations. We had one station looking at sunshine, which is taking the blood pressure. Then we had water, the importance of water inside and outside. We had air. In that booth, we actually did the peak flow to test people's lung capacity. We had an exercise section. We also had the things that we should stay away from, meaning that we need to be temperate in the things that we put into our body. We had a station as well on trusting in God, because we know there is a close relationship between our physical well-being and our spiritual well-being. While people visited the various booths, Dr. Marks was able to do some consultation, some medical consultation, while Dr. Waefi did some vision screening. That Health Expo went extremely well, and the folks were grateful that we were able to provide that quality of service. The following day, which was on the Sunday, we made our way to the Arthur Chung Conference Center. What a beautiful facility that is. And we were able to do our first medical CME conference in partnership with the Ministry of Health and the University of Guyana. The presenters were excellent. We had some of the students from the University of Guyana presenting. I presented on a research that we had done on prostate cancer in Guyana. Dr. Marks presented on medical myth, and Dr. Waefi presented on vision, the importance of making sure that individuals are screened early so that they can detect any problems that they may have with their vision. We had about 65 individuals attending that CME conference. It was well received, and the folks expressed deep appreciation. On our final day of our mission trip, we visited the University of Guyana and was able to have audience with the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ivla Griffith, as well as Dr. Yaw, who's responsible for diversity. We met with the medical faculty. It is actually called Health Science, and the person in charge there is Dr. Emmanuel Cummings. We forged a really great partnership, and we're looking forward to doing some research with them, as well as we launched a scholarship fund. I'm delighted to have Dr. Carol Marks with me. Dr. Marks, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Marks is one of the newest members of the APC Medical Mission Team. We were on mission in Guyana this year. Dr. Marks, I'm delighted to be able to speak to you today. Now, let me begin by asking you, how did you hear about APC Medical Mission Team?
So that's a great question. At work, I was in a meeting with a colleague of mine who happens to be from Haiti, and we were just talking about Haiti in general, and I mentioned to her that I'd been to Haiti about 2 years ago, and I had a great experience, and I said, it's really terrible that I've been to Haiti, but I haven't gone back to my own country, Guyana. And so she said, really, I am on the board of a mission team that goes to Guyana. So I said, tell me a little bit more about that. So Hildegard, as true to herself, she always follows through with anything she promises to do. She actually connected me with Dr. McLean, and that's the beginning of our story.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I know you wanted to go back to Guyana, but really doing this kind of mission work, what was the motivation?
Well, it seemed only natural because I grew up in Guyana. I grew up in a hospital setting because my dad worked as a hospital administrator in Georgetown. So becoming a doctor, it's a huge thing. And so I always thought in the back of my mind, what would make my parents proud would be to go back to serve. And so this just made sense.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. What would you describe as one of the highlights of this mission trip for you?
Well, I think it was just overwhelming and just really rewarding in the sense that people were so appreciative for no matter how much care, whether it was just giving some Tylenol versus treating their high blood pressure, they were just really appreciative of the work that we did.
Okay, how would you describe your first medical mission trip?
I would say I learned a lot. What was, I think, really resounding was the amount of need that there is and the amount of work that there is to do. And if that's any example of the amount of work that needs to be done elsewhere, we've got a lot of work to do.
That is so true. That is so true. Among the individuals that you treated, what was the predominant illness that you found?
So I have to say diabetes and high blood pressure, both uncontrolled. And that was, it was unfortunate because these are both illnesses that we have tons of medication and lifestyle changes that we can use to control these illnesses.
Okay, good. Now, if you were to give some recommendations to the Ministry of Health, for example, what would be your top 2 or 3 recommendations?
I'm going to say education, health education, 1, 2, and 3. I think there was definitely a lack of that there, just from the sense that patients would come in, they've been seen maybe 6 months ago, even up to a year ago, were given treatment for high blood pressure or diabetes and just never went back. And I don't know where that fault lies. I think it's just that they didn't have an understanding that they needed to go back. And that's, and that's pure, simple education, letting them know that these are chronic illnesses that need to be treated and monitored over time. And it's not just a one-off treatment.
Wonderful. So would you say then that one of the pivotal recommendations would be to have like a health educator in every clinic? I mean, that is the ideal, but how would you frame that?
Yeah, I mean, a health educator, a health coach, someone that's there to help patients understand their illness and help them even identify goals that they need for, their own health. I think that's really important, and if you have someone supporting patients in that way, I think you'd have better outcomes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Dr. Marks, thank you for your commitment to APC Medical Mission, and we look forward to seeing you on the next mission. We are actually bound for Kenya in 2020, and it promises to be an exciting experience. So I'm looking forward to working with you. It was a pleasure working with you the first time, and now you're a part of APC's family. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Likewise, I'll be there.
All right, great. So in summary, the mission trip in Guyana was a tremendous success and a blessing. We were so grateful to be able to serve our homeland. God bless Guyana.